Welcome to a Michael Sawyer production about the Affordable Care Act. Enjoy. The Affordable Care Act, or ACA, and generally referred to as Obamacare, is the landmark health reform legislation passed by the 111th Congress and signed into law by President Barack Obama in March 2010. The legislation includes a long list of health-related provisions that began taking effect in 2010. Key provisions are intended to extend coverage to millions of uninsured Americans, to implement measures that will lower healthcare costs, to improve system efficiency, and to eliminate industry practices that include rescission and denial of coverage due to pre-existing conditions. Now, let's see what many Baltimore locals have to say what should be done with the Affordable Care Act. What do you think should be done with the Affordable Care Act?
I think the Affordable Care Act should be maintained and expanded. And I say that because the Affordable Care Act has given more people insurance, so we have less people without insurance walking around. It'll also give you the opportunity to stay on your parents' insurance, health insurance, until you're the age of 26. Whereas before, at 19, you got done.
So, what do you think should be done with the Affordable Care Act?
I think they should leave it the way it is so people can afford their health insurance.
Blue Ranger, what do you think should be done about the Affordable Care Act?
Power Rangers go! Oh!
Hey Bob the Builder, what do you think should be done about the Affordable Care Act?
Can we fix it? No, we can't.
Hey King Rockthar, what do you think should be done about the Affordable Care Act?
I think it only should be for the kings and queens. I will abolish Trump. I'm coming for you, baby.
Hey Elliot, what do you think should be done about the Affordable Care Act?
I think it should help animals too. Because we're people too! Just as many other legislations passed by the president, the Affordable Care Act has its positives and its negatives. So let's see what pros and cons the ACA has to offer. First, the pros. With health insurance, there is no limits on health care. More Americans have health insurance. With health insurance, there is lower prescription drug costs. Health insurance is more affordable for many people. People with pre-existing health conditions can no longer be denied coverage. Now, the cons.
Taxes are going up as a result of the ACA. Many people pay higher premiums. Businesses are cutting employee hours to avoid covering employees. You can be fined if you don't have insurance. Enrolling can be complicated.
After listening to the pros and cons of the Affordable Care Act, one might think to themselves that the Affordable Care Act should be kept. They might say this because even though the Affordable Care Act has its negatives, there are still many ways that the Affordable Care Act can be improved. Some ways the Affordable Care Act can be improved are by raising individual penalties. The tax penalties for not signing up for insurance are too low relative to cost of insurance. People will pay the tax and wait until they get sick to buy their insurance. For the sustainability of the program, the penalties need to rise. Another way to improve the Affordable Care Act is by ending guaranteed issue. Under the Act, insurance companies have to take anyone in any open enrollment period so people can wait until they are sick to sign up. This is similar to being able to buy auto insurance after a car crash or home insurance after a fire. Naturally, it raises premiums. People should get a discount if they sign up when they are young and healthy and keep continuous coverage. Conversely, they should be penalized if they sign up after they are uncovered. Also, other ways to improve the Affordable Care Act is to give all Americans refundable tax credits for health insurance purchase, and allow plans to compete over state lines. Breaking down barriers to national competition in insurance, which by act of Congress is still regulated by states, would enhance competition and give consumers more choices, just as consumers are allowed to buy goods and services from companies in other states. With these improvements, the Affordable Care Act will go on to maintain and save many lives in the future.